There's a tool so small it barely gets a mention in any toolbox video. Yet it's been used by humans for tens of thousands of years, longer than almost anything else we've covered. It's not flashy, it's not powerful, and most people couldn't even tell you its name. But once you understand what it actually does, you'll realize it quietly solves a problem that no other simple tool handles as well. Today we're talking about the awl, one of the oldest tools in human history, and surprisingly, still one of the most useful. Before we get into it, if you enjoy this kind of history mixed with practical tool knowledge, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. It really helps this channel keep going. Let's start with what an awl actually is, in case you've never used one. It's a simple pointed spike, usually set into a handle, designed to pierce or puncture material rather than cut it. That single, simple function turns out to be incredibly important across a huge range of trades. Now let's go back to where this tool actually began. Archaeologists have found bone awls dating back tens of thousands of years, making them some of the oldest crafted tools made from bone rather than stone. Early humans shaped bone, antler, or ivory into sharp points to punch holes through hides and animal skins. That simple ability to pierce leather cleanly without tearing it was essential for making clothing, footwear, and shelter coverings. In fact, the awl may be one of the very first specialized tools designed for a single specific craft, working with hide and leather. The awl continued to matter deeply in later civilizations too. In ancient Egypt, leatherworkers and sandal makers relied on bronze awls to stitch together footwear and containers. There's even a striking reference to the awl in ancient Hebrew law, found in the biblical book of Exodus. According to that ancient text, a servant who chose to remain with his master permanently would have his ear pierced against a doorpost using an awl as a symbolic, lifelong mark of service. That detail tells us just how familiar and commonly available this tool already was in daily life thousands of years ago. By the Middle Ages, the awl had become one of the defining tools of an entire profession. Shoemakers, known as cobblers, relied on the awl constantly to punch holes through leather before stitching it by hand. In fact, shoemaking guilds across medieval Europe considered the awl such a core symbol of the trade that it appeared on guild crests and craft emblems. So this tiny pointed spike has quietly shaped clothing, footwear, and craftsmanship across thousands of years of human history. Now let's bring it into the present, because the awl never actually went away. It's still a core tool in leatherworking today, used to punch clean, precise holes before hand stitching. Saddle makers, bag makers, and belt crafters all rely on an awl to create consistent stitch holes that a needle can pass through smoothly. Upholsterers use it too, piercing through thick fabric and padding material when hand-sewing furniture coverings. But the awl isn't limited to leather and fabric work at all. Woodworkers commonly use what's called a scratch awl to mark a precise starting point before drilling or driving in a screw. That small starting dent keeps the drill bit or screw tip from sliding sideways across the wood surface. It's also useful for scratching a clean, visible line directly into wood, more precise than a pencil mark for fine detail work. Carpenters have long used this trick before hammering a nail into hardwood, since a small pilot hole reduces the chance of the wood splitting. Sailmakers have their own dedicated version too, often paired with a leather palm guard used to punch through heavy canvas when hand-stitching sails. Even in home repair, an awl comes in handy for starting a screw hole in drywall or thin wood without needing a power drill at all. It's also commonly used to poke a clean, controlled hole through plastic sheeting, cardboard, or thick fabric. So why does such a simple tool keep showing up across so many completely different trades? It comes down to one specific advantage: precision without removing any material. Unlike a drill, which bores out material, An awl simply pushes fibers aside, creating a tight, clean hole that often self-seals slightly around whatever passes through it. That makes it ideal for stitching work, where you want a snug hole for thread, not a loose one. There are actually a few different types worth knowing about. A scratch awl has a simple round point, ideal for marking and starting holes in wood. A stitching awl, often used in leatherwork, has a slightly angled or diamond-shaped point designed to create a cleaner path for thread. And a brad awl has a small flattened tip, designed specifically to help start a nail without splitting delicate wood. Despite all these variations, the underlying idea has barely changed since those first bone tools tens of thousands of years ago. A sharp point, a handle to grip, and enough force to puncture cleanly through material. It's honestly one of the purest examples of a tool doing exactly one job extremely well, for an extraordinarily long time. Most people walk right past an awl in a hardware store without a second thought. But craftsmen who work with leather, fabric, or fine woodworking know it's often the tool that makes the difference between a clean, professional result and a rough one. It's proof that not every essential tool needs to be big, loud, or complicated to matter. If this gave you a new appreciation for a tool nobody really talks about, let us know in the comments if you've ever used one. And if you enjoyed learning the real history behind an overlooked tool like this, subscribe for more videos like this one.